On this day in 1986, a Murdo MacLeod strike at Ibrox secured a vital point for 10-man Celtic on the road to Love Street. Celtic's title chances could optimistically be described as faint when they visited Ibrox on the 22nd of March 1986. Having been knocked out of the Scottish Cup at Easter Road 2 weeks before, followed by an uninspiring 1-1 draw at home to Dundee United 7 days later, their season was in danger of fizzling out. Surprise leaders Hearts were on 39 points after 29 games, while Celtic were 6 behind, albeit with 2 games in hand. On a long unbeaten run, there seemed little danger of Hearts being overhauled by anyone, with Dundee United and Aberdeen looking much more likely than Celtic if anyone was to catch them. Alan Davidson wrote in the Evening Times the day before the match, "The old firms share a common aim at Ibrox tomorrow, but their motives for victory are entirely different. Celtic will cross Glasgow searching for a win to stay in championship contention, while Rangers have a more modest aim, needing the points to press home their challenge for a European place next season. That is a mixture that ensures yet another fiercely competitive old firm confrontation, one that still claims the title of Scotland's Match of the Day, despite the fact that both sides have been frustrating their supports recently with inept performances. Rangers have had a season they will want to forget, while Celtic have had more than their share of disappointments too. Almost despite themselves though, the Parkhead side are still in with a chance of lifting Scottish football's major prize, and that is why I give them the edge in what is sure to be a close, hard contest played out before a capacity 45,000 crowd." On a day of driving wind and rain, Celtic lined up Bonner, W. McStay, White, Aitken, O'Leary, MacLeod, McClare, P. McStay, Johnston, Burns, Archdeacon, subs, Grant, McInally. Rangers shaded the opening stages, with Ted McMinn causing problems on Celtic's right flank. McMinn was one of those players who could be unstoppable or hopeless, and even at his best, didn't really know what he was doing himself. On this occasion, he was on his game, and Willie McStay was struggling to cope. He was booked for a foul on the winger after 14 minutes. 6 minutes later, Celtic were in front, Paul McStay sweeping a pass out to Owen Archdeacon on the left, whose low cross was hit home first time by Mo Johnston. On 28 minutes, McMinn was fortunate only to be booked for a foul on Willie McStay. McStay took the free kick himself, and after it was cleared to the left wing, Owen Archdeacon skipped past a challenge and his ball into the box broke to Brian McClare, who shot Celtic 2 ahead. The pivotal point of the match arrived 4 minutes later when Willie McStay caught McMinn again with a late tackle, and referee David Syme didn't think twice about waving another yellow card followed by a red. Before Celtic could reorganise their defence, Rangers pulled one back. Ali McCoist's cross headed in from 6 yards by Cammy Fraser to end a frantic first half with Celtic 2-1 ahead. Peter Grant came on at right back, with Owen Archdeacon unluckily making way for the beginning of the second half, and the erratic McMinn was replaced by Davy Cooper for Rangers. Despite being reduced to 10 men, Celtic restored their 2-goal lead after 47 minutes. The Sunday Post reported on the 23rd of March 1986, "Tommy Burns set the ball rolling again, taking a precision pass from Johnston and striding on before dealing the hosts another hammer blow from 15 yards with his left peg." From this commanding position, Celtic's season-long defensive frailty manifested itself, although being reduced to 10 men didn't help. Ali McCoist reduced the lead to 1 again on 52 minutes, and 9 minutes later, Rangers were 4-3 ahead after further strikes by Robert Fleck and Cammy Fraser with his second of the day. Just when it looked as if Celtic's championship hopes were finally dashed, back they came again. Ian Paul wrote in the Glasgow Herald of the 24th of March, "Celtic, who by any kind of assessment ought to have been drained physically and mentally, remarkably found the wherewithal to launch themselves at Rangers again and equalised with the most spectacular goal of the lot. Murdo MacLeod, from 30 yards, sent a right foot drive of exquisite precision, flashing into the bottom right-hand corner of the net. If there could have been a more fitting climax, it is difficult to envisage. It was a strange match between the Glasgow Giants. The result was one neither side wanted nor needed, but the final whistle was met with a roar of approval from both sets of fans. Alan Davidson wrote in the Evening Times of the 24th of March, "The records will show that Rangers and Celtic were involved in a 4-4 Ibrox draw, but they will never be able to capture the essence of an encounter that will live long in the memories of the 41,000 fortunate enough to bear witness to 90 minutes that captured everything football should be about. There were magnificent goals, raw courage, intricate skills, fiery ambition, and, tellingly, there were smiles on the faces of the most partisan of the crowd as they flocked home." The draw saw Celtic lose further ground on Hearts, who beat Hibernian 2-1 at Easter Road. With only 2 points for a win, they were now 7 points ahead of Celtic, who still had 2 games in hand. But almost unnoticed, Celtic were on an unbeaten league run of their own since losing at Tannadice on the 4th of January. The draw at Ibrox was the last point they would drop that season, as they went on what seemed an improbable winning streak given their form up till then. Murdo MacLeod's equaliser was celebrated wildly enough, but with Celtic clinching the title in the final minutes of the season on goal difference, no one could have imagined on the day just how important it was.